everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all having an amazing day so far. Today I have a makeup tutorial on this look. It's like a taupe inspired look, very glam, no eyeliner, and metal lips. Although I did include a second lip option for anybody that doesn't like the metallic lip trend. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Anytime that I'm doing a really glam full coverage type of makeup, I like to prep my skin with a primer and also prep my under eye area. And this is gonna help my foundation last longer. It's gonna prevent creasing and it's just gonna look flawless. And for foundation today, I'm using a new one by Hourglass. This is their Vanish foundation. It is amazing, you guys. This was my first time trying it, and you guys will see as I'm applying it, I just kept looking in the mirror because I couldn't believe how flawless it looked. And this match was a perfect match for me. This is the color beige, and the brush that I'm using is the brush that is designed to go with this foundation, although I haven't tried it with other foundation brushes, but I will definitely let you guys know. Before I moved on to the next step, I noticed a lot of my lip balm disappeared, so I went in with a new primer by Glam Glow. It's supposed to plump your lips and you're supposed to apply it underneath your lipstick, and then it has a gloss topper that goes with it, but I just wanted to try the primer by itself. It did tingle a little bit, but honestly, I didn't really see a difference. When I applied my foundation, I avoided my under eye area. You guys can see my freckles are still kind of peeking through. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to go in with a full coverage concealer. And I'm using the new Born This Way concealer. And this one, I use it for brightening because it doesn't have a lot of coverage. And then I go in with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. So I mix it in with a more creamy concealer because by itself, it is pretty thick and it can be a little bit difficult to blend out. And try not to poke your eyeball out like I just did. Okay, I'm going to be blending everything in with this new Beauty Blender sponge from SL Miss Glam Beauty. I ran it under water and squeezed all the water out just like I do with the regular Beauty Blender. And you guys, this sponge is amazing. It gets really fluffy, very similar to the Beauty Blender, but it has kind of like a contoured edge, so it makes it perfect for underneath the eyes. And it just blended out my concealer flawlessly. I couldn't believe it because nothing has come close to my Beauty Blender. To set the under eye area, I'm going in with my Givenchy powder, and first I'm doing dabbing motions to apply the powder exactly where I want it, which is mainly in the under eye area because that's where my concealer tends to crease. And then I go in and swipe it all away, and then with whatever is left on the brush, I will distribute that throughout the rest of my face. To add a little more color back into my face, I'm using this bronzer by Jouer. This is in the color Suntan. So first I go in and apply it just like I would a bronzer. So very generously in my cheekbones, the sides of my forehead, and also my chin area. Not super precise. And then I'm going to go in and contour with the same exact powder, but I'm switching to a smaller brush. This brush comes with the Smashbox contour kit, and I really like it to sharpen up and define those cheekbones. So I went into that same color Suntan, and I didn't speed this part up so you guys could see what I'm doing, but I'm basically kind of tracing the hollows of my cheek, and then I'm swiping downwards, angling it towards my lips, and then I'm swiping it upwards. So it's kind of giving you like a facelift at the same time. I just fell in love with this bronzer. It's so beautiful. And I also use that to contour my chin and my nose area. And you'll notice when I contour my nose, instead of just drawing the lines on either side of my nose, I also like to go on the tip of my nose and add a little bit of bronzer there, because if I don't do that, my nose looks super pointy. All right, so we're gonna move on to our eyebrows and our eyes. So for my eyebrows, I've been doing them a little bit different, and you guys have noticed, so I decided to leave this clip in so you guys can see how I've been doing it. I just go in with my Hourglass Arch Brow pencil and I fill them in as normal. The only thing I started doing differently is I started extending the inner portion of my eyebrow, as you guys can see. So I kind of fake the length of it, and I really concentrate the darkest color on the bottom of my eyebrow. And then I switch over to this brush by Tweezerman, and it's an eyebrow defining brush. And I use that brush to distribute that dark color. And then I also swipe it upwards, and this is going to give you that kind of gradient effect without having to use multiple products. So now we're going to be working on the eyes, and I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer for this. I'm going to be honest, I'm terrible about using primer for my eyes, but every time I use it, whenever I'm doing a really intense eye look, I notice a huge difference. So definitely use eye primer if you're going to be doing a look like this. And I'm kicking it old school with my chocolate bar palette. And the first one I'm going into is the giant pan of white chocolate, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid, all the way up to my eyebrow. And this is going to help everything blend nicely. Next, I'm changing brushes to a more tapered, pointy tip brush, and I'm starting to apply the eyeshadow on the outer corner of my eye and then also on the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm gently connecting it. And this is going to be the transition color, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. Then I'm taking this light chocolate color, and I'm going to be doing literally the same exact thing on top of this color. And this is kind of like a way to cheat when it comes to blending. If you just kind of gradually darken each color that you apply, it's going to give you that blended effect without you actually having to sit there and blend for a long time. So again, I'm applying it on the outer corner of the eye, and then I'm also doing that on the inner corner of the eye, making sure to leave that center of the lid completely blank. But it's okay if you get a little bit of shadow on it, because we're going to go back and fix it later. So now we're going to really darken those areas, and I'm taking the darkest chocolate color in this palette, and I'm switching over to a pencil brush, and I'm starting by dabbing the color first exactly where I want it to be the most intense, which is in the outer corner of the eye, and then I'm gently pulling that color up towards the top of my crease. Then I'm switching over to the inner eye, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm concentrating that color below my crease. I don't want that color to go too far above the crease. It's also better if you lightly build up this color instead of just trying to make it super dark the first time. Just go in, build it up slowly, and then at the very end, without getting any additional product, I connect those two corners at the very top, just lightly, so you can barely see it, but you know that they're connected. Now I'm taking a bronze ColourPop gel liner. I will leave the name listed down below because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm just taking that and applying it in the center of the eye. And then I'm taking a clean brush and blending any harsh edges into that darker color. Then I'm going into that taupe shimmery color, and I'm placing that on top of the eyeliner that we just applied. And then I'm going to go back to the same brush that I used to apply that darker eyeshadow and just blend those harsh edges into the darker shadow. So you don't want to blend the dark part into the lighter color, you want to blend the lighter into the dark. I hope that makes sense. Next, I'm tight lining my eyes and also lining my water eyes to really define the eyes, because we're not going to be using any eyeliner whatsoever. And I'm going back to the deepest chocolate color in the palette, and I'm taking it on that angle brush and I'm placing it right below my waterline. Then I'm going back into my pencil brush and taking the second lightest color that we used, and I'm using it to smoke that chocolate color out. And I'm going back to that same crayon that we used on our eyelid, and I'm just popping it in the center of the bottom lid, and then I'm blending it out just to get rid of any harsh lines. And I'm going back to my eyebrow and using that same white chocolate color to really make that eyebrow bone pop. So that was it, but then I decided that I wanted the center to pop a little bit more, so I went back to the gold color in the palette, and I just placed that right on the center using my fingers, and then I blended it into the darker color. And it just made such a huge difference. It really enhanced that taupe color. As I said, we are going to skip the eyeliner because I had so many of you request for me to do a makeup tutorial using no eyeliner. So instead, I'm using some really long and wispy eyelashes, and look how much drama they add. They're so pretty. Okay, so going back to the rest of the face, we're going to add our blush and our highlight. And I'm using this new Becca Champagne Splits, and this is in the color Amaretto and Prosecco Pop. This blush is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Out of all of the split pans that they released, this is hands down my favorite. If you're considering getting one of them, this is the one I would recommend to you if you're close to my complexion. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So after I apply the blush, I go in with the same highlight that comes in that pan, and you guys can see it's gorgeous. I love Prosecco Pop, and I'm also applying it on my nose and my Cupid's bow. So I realized that I completely forgot to put mascara on my bottom lashes, so that's what I'm doing next, and I'm using my Marc Jacobs mascara. And then I have this cool little, I don't even know what these things are called, but it's from Tweezerman, and it separates your lashes, and it has come in handy because it gets rid of any of the clumpiness. For lipstick, I'm using this new one by Violet Voss. It's called Shade, and it's a metallic liquid lipstick. I'm generally not a fan of how metallics look on me, but when I saw this color, I just knew I had to do a makeup tutorial with it because it's absolutely gorgeous and it's so unique. But I know that, like me, metallic lipsticks may not be for everybody, so I decided to do another lip option. So I went with this one by ColourPop. It's Kathleen Light's new Ultra Satin Lip in the color 0.0, and it's just a gorgeous nude color. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys recreate it and let me know which lip option was your favorite, number 1 or number 2. Leave it in the comments down below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.